just sitting here wishing it wasn't raining in Corbin. I've done warming up Memory and Imagination. You know, I've looked at the program 100 times, of course. I'm going to go out of there a little bit, but it seems like there's a number of horses with a little bit of speed inside of us, so we're going to have to take what we're given coming off the car, I think, today. Obviously, job number one is not to break rule number one. We'll see if we can get as much as we can, if not all of it, with Memory and Imagination. I mean, he's as good as, or better than any horse in that race. So, optimistic, but I just don't know how it's going to go. The track was good, getting a little sloppier now. I'm going to have to get my mud gear on, I guess, for race number 7. Very happy with the way, I guess not very happy, it could always be better. Always could be better. Happy with the way yesterday went. Arson, I would have liked to win, but, you know, I watched the race a number of times, and I don't really know what more we could have done, given the post, given the situation, given the way the race had set up. I thought the horse raced well. You know, he's beat, a length and a quarter in 53 4 on a late October day where it really wasn't super warm yesterday. So happy with the way he is. We will race him in that final of the pop-up series. I don't see why we wouldn't. He seems pretty fresh. Eric said he came out of the race good and was feeling good, so that's the plan with him. This will be Memory and Imagination's last start today. There's no race for him next week, which is fine. And when it comes to yesterday's additional race, the other races, very happy with Perluck. He's just such a nice old horse. Just been such a good horse for us also. Very, very happy with Perlucky last night. And then with Patrick, I mean, I know I'd said to Greg, you know, you don't need to fire him up and get out of there, but we're on a half-mile track, and if he left, he would have been in the 2 or 3 hole. That's on me. That's certainly not on Greg. To get away last and then race with flip-flops on a muddy track, on a hard, and what happens is the track gets hard as a rock with a little slop on top, and 1 would not be the best footing, and 2, not a great trip for Patrick. But what are you going to do with the outside? I think if I'd have thought that the 7 and 8 would blast and end up sitting, you know, first and fourth or third at the quarter, then yeah, by all means go out of there. But Greg doesn't know the horse; it's not his fault. And just a victim of circumstance, I believe. Bad trip, and I'd say Patrick just said, not really into this, going by the half. That's kind of how it looked to me, because he's been racing fantastic. Aside from last night's race, his best racing is certainly not done on a half-mile track. He's raced well. I like that. It tells me when the car is going to shut off, because I've been sitting with it running. I like that feature. He's raced okay at Saratoga and qualified well, sharply. 1 in 51 in Charlottetown. But his best racing is on a 5/8, I think. And we've entered him back for Friday. Hopefully the class goes at the Meadows, because, we find ourselves in a frustrating situation again where we have this open pacer with no open class. In regards to Think of Galaxies, Tim messaged me this morning and said, hey, she drops way down in class at the Meadows. It goes on Thursday. Not ideal, but it's not like she, worked her butt off or get used up harder, bottomed out on Saturday. It was a pretty remedial race for her. She raced as good as she could. So I think we will go ahead and race her on Thursday. I'd like to keep both those horses at the Meadows. They're both bigger horses and would be suited better to the Meadows racing. But if we do have to race Galaxies in, Northfield, fine. But I don't like the mesh I don't like the way that Patrick meshes with that track. So we'll see. Not a bad night. Like I said, if Patrick just flat out raced terribly, oh my God, I saw that coming off the car. 5, 7, and 8 are leaving. You're going to be second, third, fourth over into some sort of a pace. It wasn't a hot pace, so not an ideal race for Patrick, and not an ideal surface either. So with that, I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to go get soaking wet and covered in mud. Wish me some luck. We're all going to need it here from post 8 today. Oh, it's getting mucky now. Ugh. Anyway, this is my last start of the year for Corbin. Andy Miller, I just spoke to him. He can drive Arson in the final of the pop-up series, and that will be it for them. Memory and Imagination goes to the field tomorrow, and Arson can go to the field next week. So with that, I'm going to let you go. I hope you're having a wonderful day. If you're anywhere near anywhere on planet Earth, it seems like it's raining everywhere. So hopefully you're staying dry. I know that I'm not about to. Take care.